Hey guys, Megan Jones with Leading Edge Real Estate Group here. I'm actually in the city of Hartselle's new municipal building right in downtown Hartselle, Alabama, and it is so beautiful. It really speaks to the level of excellence that Hartselle is looking to attain right here in their community. I have the pleasure and the honor of sitting here with Mayor Randy Garrison today. How are you?
I am wonderful.
How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. So you just traveled in from out of town. We caught you walking in, hands full. I mean, it just really speaks to who you are and the way that you love the people around you.
It is, we are so blessed that, it's just, no matter what's going on, you need to be a part of it and get involved in what's going on.
Well, I'm so thankful that we have a chance to sit down today. Before we got started, and we were just talking about really what did we want this interview to be about. So Mayor Garrison and I were really just talking about what is Hartselle, what is the community about, and why do we love being here. A little bit about vision too may come into play throughout this interview, but I'm going to let Mayor Garrison really drive. So let's start with that first question. Why do you love Hartselle?
Well, I've been here almost 62 years. I was born here. The hospital that was on Pine Street that was torn down this last year, I was actually born there in 1962. So
wow, that's amazing.
That seems like a long time ago. And you really notice that when you have to put your date in on your phone, you had to spin that thing.
Keep scrolling.
It's like a roulette wheel almost. But one of the things I think that really makes someone love Hartselle is, I mentioned how important family is. Well, to me, a lot of Hartselle is about family. That's what we're about. We're community, we're family, we care about each other. You may not know everyone you meet when you walk down the sidewalk now, but most of the time when you do just pass on the sidewalk, they will, I still say, speak to you. I don't know if that's an old term probably, but they will at least nod their head or recognize that you're there.
Right.
And it's just it's a great place to be. It's home.
It is. So whenever we first started talking about getting together for this interview, one of the reasons for this particular meeting that we're having right now is to showcase really how accessible you are and to show that you're super involved in the community and you really do love the people here. And it's just like you were talking about, whenever you walk down the street, even if you don't know the person's name or you don't know their entire history, you do have that community of support, and it's so important to live in a place that you feel that connection with where you're at. So whenever you talk about being the mayor of Hartselle, what is your vision for really keeping that tight-knit community but still growing and moving forward with economic growth?
I think part of that is just keeping people connected, keeping people informed, being connected, being accessible to people if they have a question. Elected office is what I consider a public service. We're public servants. We're here to serve people. If we take lessons from Jesus, he said, I came to serve, not to be served.
That's right.
That's what you're here in this office for, is to serve the people that elected you. Even the ones that didn't vote for you, you're still here to serve them because you're all part of the community and we all want to stay connected and we want what's best for everyone within reason.
That's right. Well, and that's hard to do. I'm sure. I can't imagine the responsibility on your shoulders there, but you do a great job.
Well,
so thank you, because you really are a true servant leader, and that shows really in the quality of life that we have here. So the quality of life, let's talk about that just a minute. What do you feel like the true quality of life is for Hartselle?
Let's see. Well, I think you could look a number of different ways to look at that point. Quality of life to me is why you want to be here, what's important to everyone. And everyone it's not going to be the same for everybody, but I think in a lot of ways, I look at, we have a great educational system, we have a great park and rec system, we have a safe community. I think it's somewhere that people will feel they're at home. We're small, but we offer a lot of amenities that a lot of bigger cities have, but we can still offer that here. So
that's incredible. And you live right here in the city. You've been here 62 years, you said.
Getting older, it's just part of life. I don't sit around and worry about getting another year older. I'm just thankful to have another year.
Well, it just goes to show your true heart and what you're trying to accomplish, and that you are using all the time that you have here to really make a difference.
Well, that's what we're here for. We have to make a difference. We have a responsibility, and the way I look at this is we have a responsibility to leave things better than we found them.
Absolutely.
So
I agree with that.
And sometimes it's hard to take something that's already good and make it better, but as long as you keep moving forward, we can get there.
That's right. I agree with that completely. I love it. Well, is there anything that you want to share as far as strategic plan or vision for the city, where do you feel like we're headed? I know the city's currently working on its strategic plan through 2040.
Yes.
So speak to that just a little bit.
Well, if you don't, and I hate to use cliches, but if you don't plan, you've got to have a roadmap. Just like now we don't use a roadmap, we use Waze or Google Maps or something. But still, you've got to plan a destination. And the way I look at part of my job is I want to take us to new heights and new levels. Now, that doesn't mean we want to forget where we came from. But, I always share with folks, we can't just stay in the same place. Kind of like a teeter-totter. You're either going to go up or you're going to go down. And I want us to continue to go up. We've been on a rise for several years, and I hope we can continue to do that. It's we want to provide the best quality of life we can with the funds that we have to do it with. And we're always very strategic about how we spend city money. We want to make sure that it affects the most people that we can. We want better roads. We want better parks. We want to serve the next generation. We want to be prepared for that. We want to make sure that we support our school system because they're preparing the next generation.
Right.
And Hartselle is really strategically placed in a middle of North Alabama, which is really booming now, and we want to be able to take advantage of that. We want to have the housing for people to live here. Everyone doesn't want to live in Huntsville. Some people want the smaller place to live. We've got to make sure that we have the fertile ground so when people move here, they can bloom where they're planted.
Well, not only that, but talk about, the city schools here in Hartselle. They are incredible. I mean, they land in the top 10 of the state just about every single year. That really speaks to the level of excellence that Hartselle City really brings to the entire community.
It does.
So not just in terms of, we have a great education system, but we are actually a talent-ready community.
We are. We have great we stress that the school system stresses academics, we stress arts, and we stress athletics. So we make a very well-rounded student when they graduate. And we is not I. There's no
Absolutely.
I and we. We all have to work together, and that's very important. And I use this, like I said, I kind of use cliches sometimes, but I read this several years ago, and it's so very true that we've got to plant trees that we're not going to sit in the shade of.
Yes.
And that's what we're trying to do now. Is we're going to leave Hartselle a better place for the next several generations.
That's right.
If we're still here. So.
Yeah, that's right. And so important too to remember, whenever we're out in the community, it's not just about us and it's not just about today. And, everything we do today impacts tomorrow. But really, whenever you place your focus on, okay, what is my strategy? What am I really looking to accomplish? I think that's whenever you really start to understand what your mission is.
It is.
Every day moving forward from that, and how do you plant the trees and what trees need to be planted for the community.
And sometimes you have to prune trees.
And sometimes you got to prune.
And we have to plant new trees. We want to take care of the older trees. We want to take care of those.
That's right.
But we can't change what happened yesterday. It's in the past. But we can make today the best we can be the best we can be today, and we can work to make tomorrow be better.
Because like you said, together we can.
Together we can.
I love that so much. So in terms of, you said making things better, what about the vision for making things better? Are there new projects that are coming to the city? Tell me a little bit about what's happening.
Well, there's several different things we're working on right now. Of course, we're in the process of, we're working with an architect to design a new library.
Nice.
Our old library downtown it's really not in great condition, and there's not a lot of parking, and there's other programs we want to offer, and it's just not big enough.
Okay.
But we're working with the architect to design a new library. We want to make sure it's something state of the art and something that will be available and good for generations to come. We're also going to include that, and they will almost be connected together, an event center where we'll be able to have concerts, meetings. Really Hartselle doesn't have anywhere like that right now. That wedding receptions, things like that. But we're looking at maybe seating around 1,200 people. Is what we're looking at. So it would be open air. You could with roll-up doors and open air.
Sure.
I like the rock facade.
Oh, yeah.
But then you can close and turn the air off if it's hot.
Yeah.
I'm big about being comfortable if it's hot,
So whenever you're talking about the event center, this is not just going to be like a C-suite executive event center. This is going to be something for the entire community. They can come in, use it, utilize it in so many different ways, and really just help to keep functions and different in Hartselle, because that's what's important for our community, is keeping it right here.
It's very important because we live and die by that's sales tax. That's just the fact of life. In order to provide services, we have to have money and funds to do that
Right.
with. And the more people spend their money in Hartselle, the more we can serve the people better. So, and I hate to always talk about money, but hey, let's face it.
It's just a tool to get there.
It takes money to do anything.
Right.
And so one of the things that I really want people to realize is their contribution when you shop here. This is why we can do things. Whenever we do a big project, I always want to thank people and thank the citizens of Hartselle for spending their money here, because due to that, we can continue to do what we're doing.
Absolutely. Well,
It also makes people think, when we spend money, we're supporting not only things to make our lives better, but supporting a lot of things for the others, for the students
Right.
and for the young people. And, we're getting ready to, we just finished a update or new master plan for the Sparkman Park. And there's going to be so many new ideas. And we've even looked at things maybe 20 years down the road,
Wow.
To do to the park.
Wow.
Right now we're looking to upgrades as far as drainage and just to make it more appealing, and also to make it better for the kids that are playing there. Last year we
Absolutely.
spent $1.6 million to upgrade all the lights out there.
Wow.
So you wouldn't think lights cost that much, but they do.
Right. Actually, we walked through downtown earlier. Michael's behind the camera. Y'all can't see him right now, but he is hard at work making sure that these interviews are really excellent for everyone who is just asking the question, why Hartselle? What is Hartselle all about? And so with this project, we're just hoping that we can bring awareness to Hartselle, really showcase the personality of your leadership here and how accessible and forward-thinking and excellent, really, the city is. We did walk downtown and we captured a couple of local shops. We talked to the local Hartselle area Chamber of Commerce earlier and really just have been having a fun time bringing that personality and awareness to who Hartselle is. And I think more than anything, Hartselle is on the map. It is a thumbprint on the map, but more than anything, it's showing who Hartselle in terms of the people and the community in terms of the people who we really are. What is one of your favorite traditions in Hartselle?
Oh gosh, of course, Depot Days is great. I go back so far that when it was Mule Days, when we celebrated the mule. So I guess that just makes changes when we went from mule to steam engine. So, that's why Hartselle is here, is because they needed a location to stop at to unload timber. So, because of the railroad, that's why we're here.
That's right.
So, but it's really, Depot Days, the Christmas parade. When you, of course, I've been in Kiwanis several years, and they actually put the Christmas parade, they're organize it and take care of it. I was trying to think. Well, and another thing that we're really blessed with is we have so many churches here in town that offer so many different things, fall festivals and different things like that. But it's all about, like we mentioned when we started out with family, how important family is. And I think that's what we appeal to. We appeal to a lot of families. And
Well, you can feel that just sitting and talking to other people right here in the
feel the
community.
heart.
You do. You feel the heart. You feel the passion for the community and the support that everyone gives one another. It's unmatched.
It is. And anytime someone, there have been a couple of times that we've had families with tragedies, when I say like house fires, where they've lost everything. And and I don't know, I mean, if it's something big like that, I usually go. I mean, I'm not going to put a fire, but you just to be there. And, and I can make a couple of phone calls and find people help. Because I can, if I don't know who can do it, I can call somebody and say, hey, I need some help with this. And they'll come out and do it. We had a family that lost everything they had New Year's Day several years ago. And I made a couple of phone calls. The lady didn't even have any shoes. I mean, she ran out of the house so fast, she didn't have any shoes. It was cold.
Wow.
And so anyway, I made a couple of calls, and one of the churches went and opened up their, clothes closet and brought clothes over. I mean, it's maybe not what they would, and it's not like the people were in a financial way, but at that point they didn't have anything. And where are you going to buy shoes on New Year's Day?
That's right.
So, just to take care of them when they were needed. And when we've taken up for different, tornadoes or anything like that, people in Hartselle are always really willing to give.
And we just experienced that this past spring too. It was incredible to me, like the damage that was caused through that storm, that I guess the surge of storms that came through in the community. Everybody just went out together and helped your neighbor. I mean, it was incredible to see that, because I don't know that, I'm sure that, you see that in a lot of other communities, and it's it's nice to know that we are one of those.
It's not that we want a tornado to prove that.
Right.
It is what happens.
But in those moments, it proves just how much everyone cares, and it doesn't matter if you're Team Auburn or Team Alabama.
Right.
You know, you're there for one another because this is home.
It is home, and you know, we want to continue to, even growing and moving forward, we want that sense of home and family and community to remain the same.
Incredible. Well, one last thing before we wrap up. So we are sitting in your office right here in the new municipal building for the city of Hartselle.
Yes.
Tell me about the building, and can we take just a short tour after this interview?
Sure.
Okay.
This was a former Wells Fargo building. Wells Fargo closed in 2019. Maybe just some years. 2019, 2020. They closed, and we found out the building would be available. So the council and myself, we discussed, and the department heads, we discussed the possibility of what we could do with this building if we were able to purchase it. We were out of space at the old building. We had people sitting on top of each other, and we really found that out during COVID, because we had people sharing office space, and you know, COVID changed.
Well, we had a meeting, I guess it was last week or the end of the week before, and sitting down with a couple of different people, and one of those individuals, as he was walking through the first time, he says, this really speaks to the forward thinking and the progression and the excellence that Hartselle is really trying to make right here today in the present time. And whenever he said that, I thought, wow, I mean, I looked around and it was true. You know, it made me look at the environment and the surroundings a little different. And every time I pass that building, or pass the building from the outside on 36 coming off of Main Street or going down 31, I always look and I always think of that, and it really is. It is a staple mark now in the city with the beautiful new logo that even says, when you look at it, together we can, just in the sense of the way that you frame the H, and it is there, and it shows you, hey, we're here to serve, and we're really looking forward to bringing positive thinking to the city. And I think everything about this project and this new municipal building showcases that for you.
I think it does, and it's really, you know, we're able to serve our citizens better. In the other building, there's several people in there at one time. It was hard for more than one person. Now we have 3 people that can help you.
Wow.
I mean, there's room to 3 people can be helped at one time.
Wow.
And that's a big deal, to be able to help people better. And,
It is.
we have a much nicer meeting here. We have technology that we didn't have before, which is very important. You know, I've done more Zoom meetings in the past 3 years, you know, but that's just the way life is now.
It is.
And, you know, sometimes, you know, well, some of us say we don't care for Zoom meetings, but, you know, if we need to have a quick meeting with several people, we don't have to drive 2 hours to do it. We can do it, you know, and it's not the same, but, you know, it has its place. So
when used the right way and for the right content, it's very, it fits the bill. It really does.
Especially if you have to drive down 65 to go somewhere.
Yeah. That traffic, right?
Yes.
But like you said, we are positioned perfectly. You can get to Nashville even within about an hour and a half. So you can get wherever you need to be within an hour to 2 hours. A lot of our residents now, they actually drive to Madison and Huntsville. They drive to Birmingham. But it still gives them that quality of life for their families. Their kids go to school here. It's just really a really great community to be a part of.
I agree. And, you know, and we're always we're here to welcome folks. We want people to feel comfortable here and to feel at home and to feel like they belong here. So.
Well, it's obvious to see that that is where your heart is and what you are really setting the pace for right here in the community. So I want to say thank you so much for that.
Welcome.
And thank you for your time.
I
know, this is fun, isn't it? This is fun. Is there anything you want to share? Any fun facts?
Well, you know, I just want to say that it has definitely been a privilege to serve the folks of Hartselle for the last 7 years. I consider it a blessing to be where I am, and it's an honor and a privilege to be able to serve. And you know, when I go off to other places and I talk to other folks and I come back and I always tell everybody, we are so blessed here.
We are.
You know, we're
Indeed.
blessed. God has been good to us, and He continues to be good to this city. And it just it makes me feel really good to be that we're here for a reason.
That's right.
You know, and I always share that you have to blend where you're planted.
That's right,
So
and
we
you have.
We have to make the best that we have. You know, we can sit around and dream about what we want to do, but we got to also and make plans, but we've also got to work hard. And people here are willing to work hard to get what we want, to make things better, and to, like I said, to make Hartselle even better than what it is now. So
No better place to be.
I agree.
Right here in the Hartselle area.
right.
Yes, I love it. Well, I guess we're going to go on a quick tour around the building and showcase the new municipal building for anyone that's watching now. If you have any questions about what the plans for the city of Hartselle are right now, like I said earlier, they're actually in the process of putting together the strategic plan through 2040. There's actually been a steering committee and a couple of different people right here from the community that have been heavily involved in that process. The city has been looking for feedback. They've pushed out surveys. If there's anything that you all that are watching want to try to include in that plan, you have ideas, you have visions, Mayor Garrison is always open to hearing those, and he really has just a strong sense of how to bring things to life moving forward. So if there's anything that can be included, I'm sure you would want to hear that at this point too. So feel free to offer those ideas. But thank you so much for joining us. Mayor Garrison, thank you so much for your time. And I hope y'all all enjoyed this update from Mayor Garrison with the city of Hartselle, Alabama.